Good morning. As you can see, I'm on pace again. I drove here last night, or last day, all day. It was a 12-hour drive. I'm here by myself because Kim still has some work and our car is still in the shop. But my father offered me to borrow his car, which is great. So we have a wonderful car for the coming week. Yeah, I'm gonna do some work. I'm gonna try to scrape the bottom. That is the big job. I need to put back the water pump of the engine. I need to fix the diesel heater, and we'll see. Maybe it's gonna rain. I'm gonna sand the inside. I don't know how quick the bottom scraping is gonna go. Could take me all week, but at least we're gonna have a start, which is the important part. Yeah, I'm already wearing my working clothes, so I'm all ready to go. There is some gray clouds coming, so I have to keep an eye on that, but yeah, I'm sure it's fine. So, I'm getting ready to do some scraping. I have my vacuum scraper connected to the vacuum. I have some breathing, my working sunglasses, my working hat, and a big boat full of old anti-fouling. You see how it's falling off there? It's just, it looks terrible, and I want it off because well, it's falling off in big parts. It's a lot of weight. It's not smooth. You can hardly sand it, and it was worse than the dinghy. The dinghy in an anchorage would get less fouling in the same amount of time than the boat with anti-fouling. That's how bad this anti-fouling is. And I know why. In Holland we have quite strict environmental rules for yachts, and the type of anti-fouling that we have to use there now is okay for that region, because we usually go from fresh to salt, salt to fresh. You know, we go to the Wadden Sea, we go to maybe the North Sea a little bit, and Zeeland, and then we go back to fresh. So that kills off most of it for 6 months, and that's okay. But for us in the Med, for maybe well over a year, it's completely unsuitable. So you have to scrape and clean almost daily to keep it clean, and it really affects our speed. So I want it off. We have really good anti-fouling. We bought some for professional use, and it's well, you cannot use it in Holland, but you can use it abroad. So we have that stuff because we are in France, so it's completely legal. Yeah, but now to the big job. This is a big job, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be rewarding, and I'm gonna hopefully lose a little bit of weight. Okie dokie, I made it to the first strut of the stand, and I think it took me about, well, an hour and a half, and the most time is actually in the upper edge because it's super hard there. So I guess because of the sunlight, or maybe they put extra coats there because it's the water line, something like that. Well, it's coming off reasonably. I made a few mistakes here. Here is so there's a lot of epoxy barrier coat, like 7 layers I believe, and I want to keep that on, but I went a bit too high and I took a bit out, so we have to repair that. But we have to repair the whole water line anyway because it looks absolutely terrible. So that's about it. I think it's lunchtime now. I don't have a watch, but I think it's lunchtime. It is nice to do this. I must say the hull is pretty fair. So with our old boat Conchil, I did the same job, but it had a lot of pits and blisters, and I had to fair the hull. Well, not fully fair, of course, but I had to fix a lot of gaps. And I think with this, with the sanding machine and a bit of extra barrier coat, I think we're gonna be a-okay actually. So we're gonna keep on going after lunch. Would be nice if we can do 50% of the hull today, so just one whole side. But I know, if you can see the hull, it actually there's a lot more hull in the middle than there is on the ends. I know this from painting. Once you get to the middle, there's just doesn't seem to stop. So we'll just keep on trucking. It comes off pretty easily. I see here a couple of loose bits, so that's good. Yeah. So I think we're gonna be okay. The weather is nice. It's actually quite warm, but it is very windy, and I hope you don't have too much wind noise, but it is rather windy today. But that's nice because this is a physical job. So it is the next day. Yesterday I didn't film that much because I was just scraping. I managed to do the whole port side of the hull, but here you might say they're still anti-fouling. Yeah, it is rock hard and it just will not come off. So I took as much off as I could and then I'll sand the rest. It's fine. But what I noticed was here, this seems a bit different barrier coat than here. And what I'm thinking is that they applied it maybe when the epoxy was still curing, so the bond is super strong, which is nice, except if you want to scrape it off. So, well, that's just, we're gonna have to deal with that. And spots like this, yeah, the scraper is quite long. Oh, sorry. Spots like this, so the scraper is quite long and it won't reach. So I'm gonna have to sand that down or get like a small scraper or something. But I'm just doing the bulk of the work right now. And here we go. Here's the blue side. And yeah, we're gonna start on the starboard side now. I'm gonna work front to back, same as before. And hopefully it comes off a little easier than the other bits. That will be nice. This is such an exhausting job. Wow. But for an afternoon's work, not too bad. So I think in total it will take me 3 days, but I think my blades are going faster than I was expecting. But a bigger problem is I took this old vacuum cleaner, and it takes old bags, and they don't sell them everywhere. And I found this out a bit too late, so a day before leaving, and I found 3 bags in the shed. Unfortunately, 2 of them already tore up, and then the vacuum cleaner blows dust everywhere. So I hope this this bag is gonna last. If not, yeah, I'm sure there's another job to do, and if not, yeah, I'm gonna go on a scavenger hunt, I guess. Maybe they sell it here somewhere. But wow, first 6 months of sitting behind a desk, studying, eating, I gained a lot of weight because of it. Because I eat when I'm stressed, which is not good. But fortunately we made it, and now I'm going into full 8-hour workouts. So it's a bit of a change, but it's good. It's good fun. It's yeah, it's hard. Oh yeah, on this side, remember I told you the barrier code looks different from a certain point? It's the same on this side, but on this side, luckily, the anti-fouling is coming off a bit, at least for now. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's a different texture. Like this looks a bit smoother, and this looks like an artsy pattern. So I don't know what they did, but well, it works because there's no osmosis or any moisture in the hull. So I guess it's good. Anyways, back to scraping, 1 more hour, and then I think I'm gonna do some shopping, buy some beers, and then call it a day. And then, well, tomorrow, and then we've scraped the whole boat in 3 days. So, yeah, I think that's doable. And hopefully we can start sanding if the vacuum cleaner bags are to be found. We'll see. Okay. I managed to get to the second post without the ladder, so we have this part done, a little bit of the keel and a little bit on the tail, because that was a bit nicer for me to work, not over my head. So when I get tired like that, I tend to do stuff that's vertical, so I can basically work like this instead of like this. But today I am throwing in the towel. I've had enough. Yeah, I think we should be able to finish this tomorrow, no problem. And then we'll move on to the next thing, maybe sanding. But it depends on the vacuum cleaner, because here they say you can do anything you want as long as you use a vacuum cleaner. And I want to respect that, because not all marinas are this lenient with you letting you work on your boat, apparently. I think it's strange, but in the Algarve we already maybe wanted to do anti-fouling and a bit of polishing, and they wouldn't let us. You need to hire people, and apparently those people aren't even that skilled. So yeah, it's odd that you can't work on your own boat. You can't even stay on the boat while it's on the hard. So that's why we waited till here. Here you can do whatever you want as long as you use a vacuum cleaner. So yeah, I want to respect that. Alright, it's time to head to the store to get some food, some drinks, and after that, after dinner, I'm gonna have a shower, because I am absolutely filthy. Whew. But it is coming along pretty good, so yeah, I'm happy. Morning. I don't think you can even hear me. It is, wow, let's see if I can, holy crap. Maybe it's a bit more quiet here. Yeah, I still see a lot of audio. Tonight was so windy, it was, and it still is, the whole boat shaking, the whole yard is just making a racket of everyone's halyards and stuff just flapping around, and just the noise of the turbulence from all the masts. I have to say I'm a bit tired. I still have a little way to go with the scraping. Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it today, but man, I am beat. It is it's hard labor, and having a night's rest like this, yeah, that doesn't really help. So I'm just gonna see how far I get today. See if we can get a wind speed measurement. They still turn on the instruments. Whoa. Knots. It's exhausting. Well, at least we're not at anchor. You could also say that. That would be even more exhausting with 50 knots. But Jesus Christ, man, stop it. I didn't see this in the forecast either. I saw just like a 20 knots. It's like a tramontana. But 50? Jesus. Anyways, I'm gonna try to see if I can do some work, and if I finish, I'll show you. If I don't, I'll show you as well. I'm just gonna go scrape. I noticed, because this is the fancy camera, and the GoPro camera is still with Kim, and I get really dirty and then I touch this, so I try not to use it too much with dirty hands. But anyway, ah, jeez, whole boat's shaking. Look, you can see the little lights. It's on the stand, huh? It's not in the water. The boat's doing this, the bass is doing this. Okay, anyway, on to work. I'm gonna try and find my sunglasses, my working sunglasses. I hope they're in the car or something. And I'll check back with you in a bit. I hope you can hear me with all the noise. Yeah, this morning I went out to retrieve some more dust bags for the vacuum, and luckily I saw some off-brand stuff that I thought, yeah, maybe it fits, and it fits. So we can keep going, we can keep scraping. Yeah, I think we should be able to finish this a little bit. So up here with the ladder, a little bit on the stern and the keel, and then the scraping is done and we can start sanding. So let's go. They have sheep here, I guess, to do some landscaping, and the shepherd is here with his dogs, and the sheep already know it's time for action. It's really cool. here with the sheep. They are landscaping for me. No, yeah, last evening I finished all of the scraping. So now we can move on to sanding, and yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do today is sanding. It's boring, but it has to be done. Yeah, it already looks pretty good. This side, the anti-fouling came off a bit better. Just a few spots where I couldn't reach with the scraper. Keel looks nice and white. So yeah, it's just boring sanding. I did forget to get acetones because I should degrease before I start sanding. I don't want to sand the grease into the bottom. And tape off the water line because we're going to sand that as well. As you can see, the water line here. See, it's crumpled off, and it's terrible. First of all, because the boat is sitting a little bit lower, so with the rolling it picks up vegetation, and then those little cracks come in, and then everything grows in those little cracks. So we're gonna raise the anti-fouling line and then put a thinner water line back. But first I'm gonna sand everything off so we have a smooth surface. That's about it basically. I just remembered the vacuum cleaner is full again, so it's a good thing we have 5 extra bags. And I saved all of them in this grocery bag, which is now quite full. That's full with vacuum cleaner bags and all the anti-fouling. Let's take a look how much it weighs. I have this little scale here. It's saying 900 kilos, so that's not fully correct, I guess. Come on. Okay, I fixed it. Let's put the hook on. Yeah. 13.5 kilos of anti-fouling. Almost 14 kilos. And we have, well, we're gonna add paint of course, but not 13 kilos of it. Especially not after drying. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna get another vacuum bag so we can vacuum the sander. So I've been sanding a bit, starting with the bow. It's going pretty well. I have to say the water line, I don't know what they used for it, but it's super hard paint. So taking it all off is going to be way too much work. So all the stuff that broke off, I'm sanding it as smooth as I can get, and then I'll put some filler. And then sand that smooth because that sands really well. And yeah, the rest of it comes off pretty good. It feels really nice and smooth now. Yeah, way better. Way better. So when we put the paint on and the anti-fouling on, we're going to use thinner, so it's going to be really smooth. And hopefully pace will be fast again. Yeah. Oh man. I just noticed with the storm yesterday, our French guest flag really tore to shreds. Yeah, well, today is a bit less wind, about 20 knots. You can still hear it, but it's not as bad. The boat's not shaking anymore, so it's good. Well, ain't nothing to it but to do it. It is Sunday, the week is over. Oh, I'm still exhausted, but I need to go home. My father needs his car back. So I sanded the whole boat. I didn't film everything at some point because it's just me sanding. It's not so exciting for you. One other thing I did was we put back the revised water pump for the engine and tested it with some fresh water. I did it last evening and I was very tired and over it, so I didn't film that. But yeah, the week is over. Hopefully our own car is gonna be fixed soon, and then me and Kim can come back and fix pace for good, and then go in the water and start cruising again. But we made a good start. The biggest job, the scraping, that's been done, so that's great, and I'm really happy about that. And yeah, today I have a 11-12 hour drive in front of me, so I better get going.